How are you all doing this morning, everybody? A very, very, very happy Wednesday to you. It is Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday. Always got to check the watch, make sure I remember what day it is. You never know. Every once in a while, the day gets away from me, but in this case, it is Wednesday. We have it right. Solarpunk, we're back again. We are having so much darn fun with this game. It has really been fun. We've gotten some fun shorts out of it, which hopefully will bring some more wonderful people to the channel as well. The shorts seem like they've been very popular, which is cool. Just little funny things that we've had during the times here in our Solarpunk adventures. So today, got more trades to make. 3 at least, probably maybe even 4. So we got to make a trade for wheat. We got to make a trade for cloth. We got to make a trade for eggs. And then there was one other one that was out there that we have that we need to make. So that's going to lead us to another airship upgrade and 3 more blueprints. Might also go up there and check on the research table, see what we need to do to make the research table better as well, because that might also lead to some good things. And we got to craft some batteries. We got lots of stuff we got to do. It's not going to happen if I stand here talking about it. So let's get in. On the Twitch side, we got Cheryl Visser. On the YouTube side, we had an early hello from Dublin Games and from Cody Daves. We also have Blessed Day Pam. We have Brian Piotrowski. We have Alex Bryant. We have Kenta. And we have Lexi. And for everybody else that we have out there watching and lurking, hi. A very, very happy Wednesday to you. And hopefully, if the stream does crash this time, we put in a failsafe that if it does crash, it should not end. So it should come back when everything does come back. I figured out what I need to do to keep that from ending because it auto stops. So we turned off the auto stop feature. So, and Vanessa over on the Twitch side as well. Grey One Games on the Twitch side as well. Great to see you. Happy Monday to not Monday. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy Wednesday, not Monday. Happy Wednesday. Brain goes into happy Monday mode. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. Good to see you on a Wednesday, not a Monday. And we are once again in a mire. A deep, deep mire. Where somehow the sprinklers are working even though there's like no sun. Unless we're having a sun shower and I don't know about it. Which I don't think we are. Well, now it's getting to be sunny. There we go. Now the sun's coming out. But for a minute there, I was wondering about that. It's like, where's the sun at that we're talking about here? So, Dead Rhyme, how you doing? Great to see you. Happy Wednesday to you as well. All right. Fluffy is doing quite good. Fluffy's a little hungry. But Fluffy does have some food. We were working on making a battery. I think that's where we were with this. That is running for no reason. That is not running. This is running for no reason. So we got 2 of them that are on for no reason other than they can be. They just feel like it. I've got a whole bunch of everything except silicon. Which I did not start up for some reason. I thought I did. I thought I had that going, but I guess I didn't start that up. I don't know why. I should have. It is a very rainy day on the island. Frostier Jane, how you doing? Great to see you. There's some iron. I guess I never started up my quartz to turn into silicon. Huh. Okay. No problem. No problem, because that's all we need for a battery at this point. Katie, how you doing? Haven't seen your streams for like a year now. Never ceases to surprise you with the equipment. People seem to repeatedly trust me. Well, no one has to worry about me. I mean, no one ever gets on the airship with me. I mean, I'm the only one who's getting on the airship, so it's not like anyone has to worry about like me doing something harmful to them in the airship because I'm the only one in it. So if anything goes bad with the airship, I just take myself down. That's all that happens. I think if anyone was like flying with me, that'd be a different story. But when it's just me, it seems like it's not as bad. And go over here, get all of our beeswax. Our next trade is wheat. Okay, so we are going to go right back up and we're going to get some wheat while we got all of our silicon being made. We're just going to let that do. Game over, Larry. and Tanya, how you doing? Happy Wednesday to both of you. I hope you're both doing well. So yeah, we're going to go fly up to the robot, get ourselves another blueprint, see what we got there. And Princess Carrie, how you doing? Great to see you. Happy Wednesday to you. Now let's get pointed the right direction here, and off we go. The later Twitch streams. We've got later today on Twitch, we've got at 11. We've got, what do we have at 11? We've got more House Flipper, and at 2:15 on Twitch, well, also on YouTube for that matter. We've got more Supermarket Simulator. So that is today's docket. That's what we got going on there. There's the John Swigert. How you doing, my friend? Happy Wednesday to you. The man of the time turner. And thank you as always. Thank you as well for always being awesome, because you are very much so. Just woke up. I woke up about an hour ago, so I'm right there with you. Okay. So two things we want to check here. First, we want to go ahead and turn in this week to get another blueprint. So next trade, that for a blueprint. I might have 20. Oh no, I don't have the cloth with me. I've got cloth, but it's back at the... No, I don't have cloth, but I have enough stuff to make 20 cloth. And I have all that back at the base. Or do I have it here? Can I make it while I'm here? No, you can't make it in a quick craft. You've got to actually make it from there. Tier 3 unlock is cobalt. Oh, we get back to the cobalt. So I can't do that until we get the upgrade, because we don't have an island where cobalt exists. So whenever we get our next upgrade... We're going to get cobalt, which is going to do two things. It's going to be able to do something. Uh-oh, I see a stretch. Okay, I got a stretch. I see it. Ugh. That's the very first time that we had the new one. I added that in. People in Twitch are going to have to keep me honest just in case I don't see that. We get the stretch that we added. So I found a way to get a couple of things in that people can use with their channel points. It ain't a lot, but it's something. So yeah, when we get up to tier 3, or when we get cobalt, we're gonna be able to upgrade our little base here to tier 3, and we're going to be able to open up this vending machine as well. So those are the things that need cobalt, and that will not happen until we get another upgrade. So Cryo, 65 streams. Would you look at that? Would you absolutely look at that? That is a lot of streams. Thank you so much for that many streams in a row. That is a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so that is what we have as a plan. I didn't buy anything with my blueprint. I forgot about that. So options I have. A furnace that runs on energy. Unlocks tools to send animals between islands. An improved variant of the airship dock for automatic flights. I kind of like flying on my own, though, but that's interesting. Daytime rain sensor and logic block that opens, closes an energy connection based on the input. Opens, closes an energy connection based on the input. That sounds very interesting. I mean, I don't know. Opens, closes an energy connection. So it just, I guess, huh. But I do need some food and water. So I got to take care of that first. Because I do have that as an issue there. I just now noticed. There's a couple options here. Energy furnace. I mean, a furnace that runs on energy is kind of interesting. But at the same time, this entire thing, the advanced dock is kind of interesting. The sensors and logic block is kind of interesting. The animal transport, I'm not as worried about. I mean, that's not as big of a deal. Trouble with the energy furnace is that if I get the... Well, I could probably get the energy furnace and hook it up to where I've got my sensors. I'm going to try that. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that one. So, Mini Mochi, how you doing? Great to see you. Did I get the lights? We do have some in this game, a few. An Indie Gaming Channel, how you doing? Happy... I said Monday. Happy Wednesday to you. I keep saying happy Monday. It's got to get out of my head. It's Wednesday, not Monday. Happy Wednesday to you. Did I go to Indie Comic Con? No. I didn't realize they had one of those in Indy. I normally go to Gen Con, but I think this year I'm not even going to Gen Con just because the price of hotels just got to be absolutely outrageous. And just could not afford the hotels. So I thought about maybe getting tickets for one day and then just driving back and forth, but I just did not. There's lights in another tier. Oh, then I don't have them yet. That must be further along. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much power this thing's going to use. Because we do have surpluses of power at our area where our sprinklers are. We got a pretty good surplus of power there. So I should be able to turn this into an energy furnace without too much problem. Because we've got 2 solar panels hooked up here that are going to generate anywhere up to 200. When I get a battery there, we're going to be able to store that excess. And then we can run that furnace off of the battery a lot of the time. Even if the solar panels aren't able to run. Because, yeah, we got lots and lots of access right here. And I've got this redundant energy generator, as it turns out. I don't need to have that. I didn't realize I didn't need to have that, but I don't. So that is absolutely redundant and providing nothing to the equation. Which is why I'll keep it there, because it's now just funny. And then, as always be planting, always be harvesting, always be always. Fluffy, doing fluffy things, playing with the furnace. Fluffy just wants to become a furnace operator. I think that's what it is. Yeah, you want to be a furnace operator, don't you? In a different life, you would have operated furnaces. I know, I get it. Have some wheat while you're at it. Okay, there you go. Just grab some wheat. Oh, am I out of space? Why did that do that? Oh, that was odd. So, Berg, this also here. How you doing? Happy Wednesday to you. Yeah, Fluffy, you want to be a furnace operator. I know it. That you just want to get some sprinkles in the sprinkler. I'm not sure which it is, but I'm just going to let you do your thing. Oh, shoot. I am completely full. My inventory is 100% stacked up. Okay. Good to know. Let's take care of that then. Let's do that. That'll give me a little more space. And then we'll do that. All right, so I really need to make myself another chest there as well. The Department of Redundancy department is definitely going very, very strong. Now, the other thing I need my silicon, which I think was back here. There it is. So now we can make our very first battery. See what this is going to be all about. What is a battery going to bring to our life? I think I've got a cable to hook the battery up to. I don't think there'll be. Oh, yeah, I do. I've got one cable. I thought I had one left. So one battery. Our very first battery. Here it is. Let's see what this is going to do for our lives. Plopping a battery right here in this field. Which, again, we can just hook up to anything. So just like that. And how much is that going to store? Do I have to turn it on? It's on. Okay, I don't have to turn it on. Awesome. We have a battery. How much it's going to store? Oh, it does show you how much it stores. And I'm guessing that when it starts being consumed from it, it'll show like how much it has in it. So right now, the extra 80%, the extra 80 of our energy is going into that battery. Got it. Windmills, yeah, he's way ahead of me. He's way, way ahead of me. I don't know anything about any of that stuff. He's way ahead. So I don't know any of what you're talking about. So I have to pretend that I don't see it because I don't know any of what you're talking about. So that's all. That is all future Rusty. Kansas speed running. He's not speed running. He's played it a lot further than I have. We will get there though for sure. Absolutely. But he's like way, way ahead. Way ahead. Okay, an energy furnace. That's going to be another 15 silicon. Okay, so that just means I got to go and get even more of that. That's fine. Let's get more copper going. Drop one of those in there. Get even more copper going. Drop one of those in there. Go check our silicon drill out. I don't know how much we're going to have there. We're going to find out. Oh yeah, and I got to remember to make the cloth to get that that next blueprint. And then we're going this way. That is interesting, though, having the blueprint where this thing can auto-travel. I'm guessing it would auto-travel between docks, but again, I think that half of the fun of having the airship is actually driving the thing. It's not that hard to drive. It's very slight movements with the mouse. Just very slight. M Scout, how you doing? Happy Wednesday to you, because it's not Monday, it's Wednesday. I will remember that it is Wednesday. I promise I will. So over here, we do not have a Department of Redundancy department. This is just straight up. Because this is where we found out that we don't actually have to have that energy generator there. It does nothing with the solar panels. Oh, cool. 28. That is awesome. That means I don't have to do any additional mining. That is perfect. So now we can go back and we can make ourselves that other new thing. That energy furnace. See what that's going to be like. See how much energy that is going to take up. I feel like it's not going to be too bad. I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. And then we need 2 more eggs. And then we need the cloth, and then we need the bread. That's the other thing we need. We need the bread. I'm like, what was the third thing? What was the third trade I had? But it was eggs. Well, no, it was cloth, it was wheat, it was bread. So those are the 3 things that I need to make in order to then get to the trade for eggs, where we can get another upgrade, which would then in turn get us the cobalt once we find where the cobalt is. And then that leads to a whole bunch of things. The dominoes are they're starting to fall into place. They're trying to. They're trying to get there. Okay. So pop this going, get this going with silicon, so that all goes in. Get more silicon going over here. I need some more fuel. Oh, and I got to make 20 cloth as well. So we got to make a whole bunch of cloth. And then do a couple of... So how much of the... Oh, so we completely used up that battery. So the battery apparently can, like, do 60 at a time, it seems like. Is that... I guess that's what I'm seeing there, is that can provide 60%. But it completely got used up. That's fine. It'll be interesting to see how long that can run during the day. But that's where that daytime sensor is going to become important, because that's where I think we'll be able to turn these sprinklers off and not have them run all the way through the night. And that might be a good thing as well. What was the other thing I was going to make here? Oh yeah, I was doing this. Get that fired up. Do I have anything else I can fire up right now? I guess I can get some more iron going. So, again, Mini Mochi, you're telling me about things I don't know yet. I don't know about these things. You're telling me about things that I'm not meant to know yet. In the business, these are called spoilers. We try to avoid these as much as we can. We really, really do. We will get there. We really will. All right, let's always be crafting. I have no way to swap anything. Okay. What do I have here that I can swap out? What do I not need? I don't need... What do I not need? I guess I don't need that much cotton. Oh, I can put that together, and that would give me a spot. And then that can go there. That can go here, and we keep swapping. All right, that all goes. Good there. So, I talked about it, but I didn't ask to know where it is. There's a difference. I talk about a lot of things, but I don't. That's where I know I will eventually find it, but I don't need the map to it. That's where the difference lies. That's the only thing. I know it's a fine line, but that is the fun of playing games about exploration. Is the journey. All right, bed we go. That is empty. Why do I have that there? No idea. All right. So, if we look, we got some copper. I can switch that out, get some iron going. Just keep on. Never stop with anything you do. Just keep on doing stuff all the time. That ran out of energy, so that's fine.
Sneaking in on Twitch.
Streamlabs. John Swigert. I don't know why I said Streamlabs. I have no idea why I said Streamlabs. John, 3 months on Twitch. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it very, very much. So many things with which you could use your Prime subscription, and you choose to use it on this dumb thing we do here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also added the colored badges on Twitch as well. You own all Streamlabs. Yeah, so we have the colored badges on Twitch that match the colored badges we have on YouTube. I never realized that I hadn't done that. So now if you're a Twitch subscriber, you have the same badges that you do on YouTube, which is really, really cool. I don't know why it took me that long to do that, but for whatever reason it did. But that's all good now. Okay, so fuel for you. That's rolling. That's working on iron. That's working on quartz. This can work on more iron. Everybody's going. Let's take that extra one out. There we go. I'm a busy man. Is that what it is? I mean, you're as busy as I am. And Mini Mochi, again, that wasn't the intent of what I was trying to say. I'm perfectly good with, I love it when people interact, for sure. I just don't want them to tell me about things I don't know about yet. I hope that is not being seen as a distinction without a difference. That's the part where, if it's something that I don't know, that's the part where I don't want to know, because I don't know it yet. But I love it when people talk. I don't want people to feel like they can't say anything. That's not at all what it is. I'm just trying to not know the things I don't know yet. That's the big thing. Fluffy's here. She's behaving. I've come to figure that Fluffy, just in a different life, wanted to be a furnace operator. That's what I've come to figure is the thing. Is that Fluffy just wants to know how to run a furnace. That's the big thing. What was I doing? I was waiting for this to finish up. I think we're just about there. Yeah, we're just about there. So now I can turn one of these into an energy furnace. Which of these is not running? Maybe I'll keep that furnace there and I'll just build an energy furnace. Try this out. I will need some more cables if I do this. So probably a couple more cables. Okay. And one energy furnace. Let's just slap one right over here. Energy! Smelting materials with the power of energy. And what is that going to do? How much energy is it going to take to smelt something with the power of energy? What are we looking at here? If I then go here, grab some more of my iron. And throw it in to my energy furnace that smelts things with the power of energy. What do we get? The power of energy compels thee. Okay, how much energy is that using up? A lot. Oh my gosh. Yowza, that uses up a lot of energy. 250. Okay, so we're not going to use that thing long term. It's good to know, but it uses up a lot of energy. Okay, so that is not going to be a... We're not going to be able to use that until we get alternative fuel sources. 250 is quite a bit. Rig Trucking in Hammett, Idaho. How you doing, my friend? Happy Wednesday to you. Okay, so that's good. Right now, at a minimum, we'd need more solar if we were going to do that, for sure. Speaking of which, I don't think I have any more stuff for glass, because I don't think I have any sand. I don't know if I've got any sand in my storage. I do have some sand in my storage, so we can at least get more glass going. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's throw another one of those in there. Just keep that busy. What do we have going on over here? A whole lot of nothing. So let's get some more sand rocks. I think we got more sand rocks around here. I think the sand rocks regenerate. I'm pretty sure they do. The ore rocks do not, but I'm pretty sure the sand keeps on popping back up. We might have some more here. I have not fed Fluffy. I've been hanging on to my... I think there was still some food in Fluffy's dish. I've been hanging on to some of that wheat so I can make one more trade. And get off of that trade and then get to another one. So once we get to the point where we have the 10 wheat and we can make the trade, we're going to get another blueprint. I'm going to probably look into getting that thing that is that sensor. So I can then not be using my sprinklers when it's not daytime. Because it'll probably turn that off. So, Lady Fluffy, I promise we'll get you fed. I promise we will. Oh, fine. I'll just go down that way. That'll work. So, Riley, how you doing? You may have crashed a few times last night. It takes a bit to get used to this thing in the very beginning. It's not an easy thing to fly from the jump, but once you get going with it, I feel like it gets to be a little bit easier. It's just that beginning part that is a trick. Now, can I put that in there and just not have it run? No, I can't. I really need to start swapping some stuff here. I'm causing myself all kinds of problems. Well, I can put that in there, and then I can do this. And then I can do that. I really need another chest. What do I need for one of those? Do I build it here? I think I do. Yeah, one chest. I just need 3 more wood. I don't know why I've been like holding off on that. It's not any major undertaking to make another chest. That's like one of the simplest things I can do right about now. Okay, and then always be replanting all the time. John, take care of your errands. Have a wonderful one. We will see you again very soon, I do hope. What was I doing? I was going to make a chest. That's what I was doing. I'm like, what did this all lead to? It led to this. That's what it was all about. And then I can take that and just go like that, and I can start loading this up with some stuff. So maybe I'll put some of this stuff in here. like that. And I'll get rid of that energy generator because I don't need it. I mean, I could probably deconstruct it at this point. But now we're in good shape. Now we're in much better shape. And then more sand. Let's take that out. All right, so that's doing glass. That's doing glass. This is doing nothing. This did some iron for me. So that can go there as well. What now? Oh, now I was going to go back to the island. Visit Robot Man. On the way back, I'm going to stop and pick up my copper. And then, yeah, so we got a blueprint to get. I've got, let me make sure before I leave that I've got all my cloth. Do I have my cloth? Oh, I would have been able to see on the map. I do. I've got my cloth. All right. Would have been just like me to make my way all the way to the robot and then forget that I didn't bring my cloth with me that I need for the trade. Oh, doggone it. I didn't mean to hit E. I meant to hit W. What have I even done here? What did I even do there? No, I hit W, not E. Or I meant to hit W, not E. Actually, let's stop here first, because this might be full. So yeah, we'll go over here, empty this out. Then we'll go fly up to the robot, make another trade, get another blueprint. Look into getting those sensors. Those sensors are going to probably require a whole bunch of silicon, would be my guess. Here's another redundant generator. The sensors, as I understand it, will... They sense when it's raining, and they sense when it's dark, and they will turn off energy connections. That's what I think is what it's all about. I mean, it's based on what it said when I read it. That's what it seems like it's about. Gamer Sue! How you doing? Good to see you again. I'm so glad you had so much fun at the concert. That is awesome. I'm so glad you had a lot of fun with that. That's the most important part. Having fun with other stuff is always good. We'll always be around, but it's cool when you can go out and have fun with concerts and things like that. All right, so now we've got our cloth to make our trade. And then we just got two more that we got to do. We got to make one trade for wheat. We got to make one trade for eggs. And then that'll get us another blueprint upgrade, or another airship upgrade, which should get us to the point where we'll expand out and we should get cobalt, and that'll get us a couple more things. And the dominoes keep falling. You made it to front row barrier. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, there's that. 10 bread next, so I'm going to have to make some bread. Oh, shoot. That's why I needed the wheat. That's right. I needed the wheat to make the dough to make the bread that lived in the house that Jack built. That's what we got. So sensors and logic block. That's the one I'm going to try out. Daytime rain sensor and logic block that opens and closes an energy connection based on the input. See what that's going to be all like. See what that's going to be all about. Queued for 13 hours. That reminds me of one time when I lived in Michigan and I was like waiting in line at a Meijer for tickets to a Phil Collins concert. This is back probably like 1997, 1990, 95, 96, 97, somewhere in there. And there was, he was going to be playing at somewhere near Grand Rapids, Michigan. And they had a ticket, like a ticket office, like a Ticketmaster, whatever it was called at the time, at a Meijer in just outside of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I stayed there all night waiting to get tickets. It was an absolutely ridiculous thing to do because Meijer's just basically like a grocery store. A big grocery store. But it was like in a queue for, I don't know how many hours it was. It wasn't 13, but it was a lot of hours. Just waiting to get Phil Collins tickets. It was really kind of dumb. But I got good seats. So that made it worth it. Let's keep swapping. Swap that out, swap that in. These are just out of energy. That has nothing in it. Alright, so let's get a few more energy bricks going here. Do I have more wheat? I do. Okay, so swap. And plant. How much wheat do I have now? I have 12. Yeah, Phil Collins, it was a great show. I mean, that was back when he was on his own. I've seen him on his own and with Genesis. I love Phil Collins. He's like one of my favorites. I mean, Genesis, pre-Phil Collins as the lead singer, when it was Peter Gabriel as the lead singer, also wonderful. They're like one of my go-tos. Okay, I can't make the cloth because I don't have the cotton. I put all the cotton in storage here. So that's why I can't make the cloth. Okay, so now we can do this. And I need to make the dough. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of dough. Man, that's a lot of dough. Or that's a lot of wheat for that dough. I need to do that. So I basically need 18 more wheat just to make the dough for the bread. Oh boy. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it won't be like that. Maybe it won't be like that. Maybe it won't be that bad. Because I don't know how much bread we're getting from one of these. But my guess is that it's one-on-one. First Impact. Yes. Yes, how you doing? On this channel, we are on early. This channel, we start at 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time. We're on for 2 hours on this channel. Well, on Twitch, it's all the same channel. But on YouTube, it's 2 different channels. So we're on our Rusty Champaign 2 channel on YouTube. So, I did see your DM. I haven't been able to think of an answer for it yet, but I did see your DM. Alright, so there's that. It is dark. Time for bed in my little shack. That all I have is a bed in it. So, Dreamer Girl, how you doing? We have... I would need to find another wheat, like wheat out in the wild. That would give me another seed. So right now we're growing 6 at a time. And that's because I found 6 wheat fields out on islands that have led me to where I have 6 wheat seeds. So I would need to I'd need to find more wheat out there in the wild so that I could get more seeds and plant more at a time. That's the only thing that I'm currently missing for that. Okay, that has nothing in it. Now I want to try out this dough. I've got plenty, so let's do this just for the fun of it. Let's pull that out. We'll just throw that in here. So I've only got 2 in there, so that's not going to use up too much of my power. And then this dough. What's going to happen with this? Is that going to make 1 bread? I'm guessing this is going to make 1 bread. Easy nice. How you doing? Well, Rusty Champaign 3 start at 6 a.m. There will be no Rusty Champaign 3. There will not be. Oh, is that using cloth? Why is that using cloth? I didn't mean to put cloth in there. That was odd. I thought I threw a wax thing in there. I did not. I threw cloth in there. That's odd. Okay, so every individual dough makes 1 bread. All right, that's good to know. Good to know. And then I can throw that in there. Okay, so then this new stuff that we got. Daytime sensor, controllable logic block, rain sensor. So that is 5, 5, and 5. Activates in daylight, needs clear sky above. 5, 5, and 5. Active a sensor that triggers when hit by rain. And 4, 8, and 4. Opens or closes an electrical circuit based on input. Full explanation in the survival guide. So, electronics. Once you place the named drone, this device can, for example, turn lights or sprinklers on and off depending on time and weather. For example, connect your lamps on one side and the power source on the other side. Then connect the day-night sensor in the middle that opens and closes the energy circuit when it turns on off. If you want the lights on during the day instead of at night, use the button to invert the input signal. Okay. Huh. This is interesting. Things to look at here. But for now, let's keep on throwing this stuff into inventory. I don't have copper. I gotta get copper going. That's the thing I'm missing. So let's get the copper going. So if we make each of those sensors, let's try this out. So if I do that here from like my main hub, if I do that here, and I could hypothetically get all this stuff on this island connected. I could do that. It would be a thing I could do. I would just need to run some cables from point A to point B, and then I'd have this all connected on the same thing there. So, Queen says, Jojo, how you doing? Great to see ya. Now, that's the thing. I don't think that these things can... I don't know if they can just sit out in the middle of nowhere. That's the part I have not tried. Like if I just had these cables, if I built some more cables... So if I grab some of my iron and my copper and just tried to build a few cables, just can they sit out rogue in the middle of the island? I don't know. But whether or not I could then take one of these and just have it just like be parked out here, so that way I could get all this stuff connected. So it apparently can only go that far. Yeah, I'd need a lot of it. I probably need like 2 more to complete this connection. I need more cable belt. Da 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 da. And Catman, how you doing? Great to see ya. Happy Wednesday to you. So yeah, let's do a couple more. Let's try this again. And then let's get a couple more. What did it say I needed? I guess I need more iron because I got copper right there in my hands. So yeah, let's do this. Because if I can hook all that up, that'd be good. Get it all working on the same network. So this should work now. Will that do it? Will that do it? Oh, so close. So close. All right, that's fine. It's all connected. The network is connected. We have 4 solar panels all connected to the same network. Look at us go. We're doing a thing. Holy cow. We're doing all the things. So many things are happening here. Just like that. I could have probably gotten it there with one fewer connector had I built that in a different kind of line than what I did, but that works. It's all connected. It's all doing a thing together. That's sweet. So now I could run this thing probably without any issue, because this thing is going to fill up like crazy. This battery is going to fill up like mad. So that's... You can do it! Ain't that right, Fluffy? We can do it. I know. I got to get you some food, Fluffy. I know. I've got to get you some food. It shows that you got food in there. That's the thing that's weird. Do I have any wheat? I don't. All right, I'm going to have to get you some food. I know, Fluffy. You're hungry. I get it. I know. I got to do that. I gotta feed Fluffy. So we'll do a split. So we'll take half of our wheat and we'll feed Fluffy. We'll take half of our wheat, make another bread. You are fussy with food, and with wanting to be a furnace operator. So Charles, take care of yourself. We'll see you again very soon. Yeah, that is great. How well that is going. That is nice. So then, what is my current state of things? I've got all kinds of this. So I should have this as like where I keep my main things, like my iron, my silicon, my glass. All should go there. I should have that, and my copper. So if I have any copper here, which I don't, I should put that there, just so I've always got a quick view of all the things that I have there. Make it easier for me to tell. So that means I need more copper. I got to get more copper then. So. And then we'll feed you this. Or oh shoot, how much does it take to make animal feed? Is it 2 or 1? It's 2. Doggone it. I need a 7th wheat. I've got to get my copper for sure. I got to do that. Because that is the thing on which I'm currently shortest. And I guess I can go and look and see if there is anything out there in the way of an additional wheat plant. I feel like we've done a pretty good job at looking over everything on those islands where we found the others, but there might have been one that I missed. And raspberries I don't need. I see a raspberry plant up there, but I really don't need raspberries all that much. Doing pretty good in the world of raspberries. Okay. So that's good. Let's go check on those other islands. See if maybe I left some stuff there. You got some furnishing to do. Lady Fluffy Dragon is off to operate our furnaces here again. Yeah, perhaps there's like one more wheat plant around here somewhere that we did not gather. Because I have 6, but having 7 or 8 would really be a good thing right about now with all the things we need wheat for. We need it for bread. We need it to feed Lady Fluffy. We're definitely in a need for wheat. So let's do a quick flyby, see if I can see any in the air or from the air. And try to not hit any trees in the process. And if I go like that, I think I can see, but I can't really see well on the sides. And if we go here, I might just, yeah, probably just land, make it easier on myself. But I don't see anything immediately glowing. I see a stick. That ain't going to help me, but I see a stick. Or wait, there might be something out there. There's something out there, definitely out there glowing, but it might be raspberries. Yeah, I think it's just raspberries. Yeah, I see that. Or it's cotton, one or the other. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Am I low enough? I am. I'm low enough. Okay. Yeah, I think I saw a raspberry. Or it maybe it was on the other one. No. Any wheat, by any chance, any wheat would be good. Any at all would be nice, but I don't think there was any more. I've got a ton of leaves. I've still to this point not... I'll hold that thought. Oh, shoot. Don't fall off the island, whatever you do. All right, so no wheat there. And I've been down that way. I've been up that way. I feel like I have gathered all the wheat there is. I can check over there because I know that that's... Oh, yeah, there's the raspberry plant I found. I don't really need the raspberries anymore. So I'm not going to worry about picking that. So let's make our way up in the air. There's man! How you doing? A very, very happy Wednesday to you. Yeah, so let's check over here. See what we got. Because again, I don't think there's any more. I think I got them. And then you can only regrow them once you get them on, once you farm everything. But the ones in the wild, it's a one and done for those. Oh wow, I was there. I was close enough. All right, exit. Oh, there's a loot chest. What's in here? Oh, okay, that's good. I didn't see that before. Do I have space for all this? I do. Cool. Nice. It's not wheat, but it's other good stuff, so I'll take that. Again, more raspberries. Don't really need them. Got plenty of raspberries right now. And if I ever get to the point where I need more, then I'll at least know where I've got a couple more laying around out here. I'll eventually have a place for you, Nutter, but right now I've got so many other things I need wheat for, I don't have any reason to bring you back. Other than to get more eggs faster, and I can't even do that right now because I don't have the wheat to feed Fluffy. So yeah, that's not going to happen. So, I think that, I remember you mentioning the one on the pond by the outer islands. I think I got that. Because I remember walking around that one pond. I think it's on that island. And I don't remember seeing anything out there. Because that was the one that had the pond. And I feel like there was nothing left there. So I think that was the one that we found that. Why does gravity affect me but not the islands? Because the islands are magical. They're magical. Don't jump, Nutter! Whatever you do, don't jump. You have so much to live for. Don't jump. And Rich on Wheels, how you doing? Happy Wednesday to you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I did a pretty good combing of that island and I didn't see it. Doesn't mean I didn't miss it like 3 times, but I feel like I got that one because there was nothing there. Oh, shoot. Stop. While we're here, let's pick all this up. Oh, that's full. So, yeah, good idea. And up there is another cotton, which I really don't need because I got plenty of cotton. Is there anything glowing on the island right now while we're here? This would be a great time to see it. Yeah, I see nothing else here. Not a thing. Comb the desert! Anything we ain't found. Spaceballs, classic movie. Lights! Off we go. Yeah, the islands, I mean, the good thing about the islands is that there are distinct island sets, so that makes it better. So they're distinct clusters. Like the one very small island at the very beginning is where that's my copper island. Yeah, that thing that's flashing in the distance, that's the vending machine the cobalt vending machine. I saw that flashing too, and I'm like, oh, what is that? And then I realized that's the robot island. So, Julianne McClarney, how you doing? Happy Wednesday to you. Great to see you. And I'm going to try and say this right, but I'm going to probably get it wrong. Akash Saini, I think I probably butchered your name, and I'm sorry if I did. How you doing? Happy Wednesday to you. Do I think this game is worth the buy? I think so. I've been very much enjoying this game. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. I love games of this style, where it's just it's just a very light survival game, but just constant crafting, constant like making. Just constant making of things to improve your situation. It's just games like this just hit an absolute sweet spot for me. So I've loved it. If you like games that are crafting and very light survival and cozy at the same time, you can't mess with it. It's a very good one in that regard. Okay, so now I've got to split this up. Oh, I've got to replant first. So we got to do that. Always be planting. Never, ever stop planting. Okay. There. There's that. I don't know if you can go into co-op mode with your current island. I don't know. I've never tried. I mean, maybe, but I'm honestly not sure. I don't know. Okay, now what was I going to do? I was going to make some feed for Fluffy, because Fluffy needs some feed. We got to make sure we feed the Fluffy. Absolutely got to make sure we do that. So 1 food for Fluffy, and then 1 dough for me, so I can make 1 bread. So Fluffy gets some food. There you go, Fluffy. And then I get some dough to make another bread. Let's just throw that in the energy furnace. Might as well, because it has all the power. All the power. Please, please, please don't make a fuss. I'm just plain yogurt. I hate yogurt, even with strawberries. So many lines. So many lines. Okay. So I've got to make the copper. So let's throw that in there. And again, I've got all that energy, so we're no problem there. I think we're even in an energy surplus. We're just barely eating into our battery with that. We got 4 solar panels, and then the battery's providing 90 energy to do the rest of that. So that we're doing good there. We're doing good there. You can take your solo built island. Oh, cool. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I feel like if I was going to do this co-op, I'd start a new island with somebody. I don't think I'd take my solo island and do a co-op with it. That's just me. Okay, so that just ran out of power. Or ran out of energy. Okay, so that's going. This needs to go and keep making more silicon. This needs to go, keep making more silicon. This has nothing. I can get some more iron. So let's do that. And Apple, how you doing? And Florida Wanderer, I don't know if I said hi to you. I see you there, but I don't know if I said hi. So, did I order enough milk? I may have run short. 10 may not have been enough. Yeah, so more iron. Let's get that. All right, so everything's running. That's good. And then we can get more stuff stored. So the sensors. The sensors is what I was working on. So let's store all this stuff, get all this in here, and then I can take a look, see what we've got, start doing some inventory of some things. Because silicon is the thing I'm lowest on. So for one of these sensors, so for like the daytime sensor, it's 5, 5, and 5. Okay, so that's easy enough. So let's do that. Just pull all that out of there. And make this daytime sensor. Hook this thing up, see what this is going to do for us. It looks like it also needs a cable. Do I have a cable? I do have a cable. Oh, and I'm probably also going to need that switch. I probably need the switch too. That's going to make a difference. The controllable logic block, because that's going to be the thing that makes it all happen. So, craft that. Okay. So, all right. I guess we'll see how this is all going to work. So, let's plop this right over here. Let's plop this right over here. And then I need a couple more cables. Fluffy's helping herself to some wheats. Fluffy's like, if you ain't going to give me any food, I'm going to help myself. Fluffy, I don't blame you. I do not. Cables. All right, so now if we hook all this up, we're going to see how this all works. This is an interesting question. How does this all work? So that is... So this has... it has 3 spots, so you can hook up a couple different connectors, it looks like. So we'll do that. And then I'm going to hook that up to here. And then what is this doing? So if I take a look at this, what is the screen saying to me now? Oh, it's bouncing back and forth. Is it because, well, the battery's still there. Oh, there's just times where it's completely... I guess completely out, so it's just kind of going intermittently. I'm not quite sure. Now, if I switch this... Oh, I didn't... Oh, shoot. Does that have to be plugged in? This probably has to be plugged into a different spot. So this... I guess has to get plugged in there. Yeah, I feel like that's not plugged in right. So then how do I get this out of here? Do I take that and then how do I get you out of there? Like how do I get that? If I take that cable out now, how do I... When I got it connected, how do I disconnect it? That's the part I don't know. Because that's connected. Or, oh, I've got to put another cable in here. I think that's what I got to do. I got to do this. I just got to do this. So this has to go from... but how do I... Like, where's that trying to connect from? Okay, so let me... toggle target connector. Oh, so... Oh, okay, I see. Oh, okay, so now if I do this... and toggle where it's connecting to there. Okay, so that's connecting to there. Got it. So that's going to connect to there. But now if I do this, but I still have to have that plugged in there. I still have to have something plugged in here no matter what. That's got to happen. Now where'd it go? There it is. And then toggle. So that's got to do that for sure. So that is definitely connected there. Now, is there a way to get rid of this other cable on here? Or can I not? Like, oh, that just connects that like that. But I've got this extra, I've got that extra connection, and I don't know if that matters. I'm not sure if that makes a difference. Vulcan Rider, how you doing? Yeah, because now this thing, so if I turn that off, yeah, because like this thing is running on its own. Oh, think of the sensor cable as a control wire. That would mean something if I knew anything about that. I know nothing about that stuff, though. That's the trouble. So, like, how can I take these off? Because I feel like this entire thing is a bit messed up. Like, this is... Like, I feel this needs to plug into... What does that plug into? Connect your lamps on one side and the power source on the other side. Then connect the day-night sensor in the middle that opens and closes the energy circuit when it turns on and off. You want the lights on during the day instead of at night. Well, right now, the problem I have is this thing. So let me get rid of that. Because that's what causes everything to keep cycling. So right now, this is running without that. The trouble is I got to figure out how I take one of these things off of here once I have it. I don't want the cable. I want the... I guess I can dismantle... Does this dismantle that? I guess I get that back if I do that. I'm going to try it. Do I get that back? I do get that back. Okay, so let's take that out. Oh, shoot, I took the whole thing out. That's fine. I get the whole thing back, so that works. Okay, so let's redo this. All right, so there's my sensor. Set that up there. Whoop. And take that out. All right, so there's that. So now none of that's connected. Now I can try this again. I need some watermelons because I am thirsty and not as hungry. So let's do this. I work better on a full stomach. There. That's better. Okay, watermelons can go back here. There. Okay, cool. So then this, okay, so this, I guess, so the sensors would go into the side, that I can see. So that is turning it, okay, so that says on, okay. All right, so, all right, let's plug that into here. All right, so this is, and then rotate the target connector. I gotta see where I'm facing. So where are we going? Oh, I don't have, because I don't have the cable plugged in. Okay, so that's the trouble, is that I don't have a... Okay, so it's like you got to plug in one part first. So it's like you got to plug in the power part first, and it's like, okay, so if I've got that plugged in to where, because those things are providing the power, so it's like, oh, that's got to plug into the sprinkler. Okay, so we got to tell that to like either operate or not operate the sprinklers. So that would go to that, but those are going to run anyway. And then now this will go to, guess that? And then there. Feels like a good idea in theory. I think it's just because maybe I've got to take the battery off of it. Maybe it's because the battery's like... Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely something there that I'm not catching because I'm not a smart man. In the meantime, let's just keep on. Gathering all of our stuff here because that's one thing I can do. I can farm. If nothing else, I can farm. Yeah, so like that's plugged into the side. And at some point we'll... Yeah, I feel like I'd have to completely redo the cabling on this. So, like right now, this is... No, so this is not running, and it can run. So it's not running, and it can run. So maybe this is right. So now if I do that... No, it's just not running at all. Is it because... Well, let's get this first, because I got it. Let's do the important things. Let's keep on planting first. So let's do that, because I need the wheats, for sure. Got to keep doing that. So now everything has stopped. And it would technically be running because of the battery. So, yeah, so it has stopped. At least I've gotten that part. We've got that. The part that's the trickiest is that it always makes it connect to something else immediately. Like it makes you put a connection, it makes you connect that wire and you can't get rid of that wire. Like you don't really need that. Like this thing would just be plug, and then device, plug. And you wouldn't have that connection there. But that cable, you've got to take that cable out. I mean, that cable's just there. So I don't know why it makes you put the cable in between those two. That's the part that's confusing to me. Because it doesn't have to be like that. It wouldn't normally be like that. You wouldn't normally have those two things with a wire running between them, but the game forces you to put a wire in there. And I don't know why. Because this would just normally be connector, wire, connector. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I was spawning there anyway. That's good. Ivor Dragonus, how you doing? Good to see you. It's never fun when you're the least smartest person in the room. So then this... So what is this plugged into? That's plugged into the battery. So the battery's plugged into that, which is plugged into that. Well, this isn't even necessary anymore, so I could get rid of this. Let's just get rid of this. Knock this out of here, because we don't need this anymore. This is just a no longer necessary thing. So that's gone. Get that out of the equation. And go ahead and throw that in my storage. See if this is going to fix this up a bit. Or at least make it a little bit... Oh, that doesn't go up there. That goes down in here. That has no space. That can go back up there then. Got random generators in my pocket. So, and I feel like I've not helped myself out with all the daisy chaining we've got going on as well. That feels like it's been a bit of a challenge as well. So, well, let's see. I've got to keep on doing the other things that I've got to do aside from this. So we've got 2 more. Well, I can make 1 more bread, and I can make 2 more animal feed for Fluffy. So let's do that. Let's do those things first. 2 animal feed for Fluffy. 1 more dough. So there's that. Dough can go in there. Make some bread. Okay. Fluffy gets fed. Fluffy's happy. Fluffy gave me an egg. I need 1 more egg to do 1 more trade anyway. Oh, shoot, and I keep on forgetting that thing causes all kinds of problems if I do that with the way everything's set up. So let's take that out of there. Let's not run that off of that. That's causing problems. So, yeah. Let's just use our old furnaces to do this. Because everything with that is a little bit squirrely right now with the way we got all this set up. So we'll go with that. Okay, there's that. Judy, that's my husband. Formal Judy. Judith, formal Judy. Okay, so this is now no longer hooked up. So now if I do this, take that cable, I can run it to that. So that's connected to that. Okay. So this is like if I disconnect the battery. Let's take this connection out. Let's do this. So we'll cut this connection. Knock that out of there. Okay, so that's no longer connected. So right now, if I leave that like that, so the battery's no longer in play. The battery's out. So right now, this is just all running off of the fact that we've got this connected to the solar panel. So the solar panels also, I guess, need to run into... Because right now the solar panels are running directly to the sprinklers. Yeah, I've got to get rid of all these connections. We got to knock all these connections out. Let's just knock all these connections out. Start this over. But that I can leave connected. So this part, that's all connected. So right now that's connected to that. Just connected to that. And then that's connected all the way through. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to get rid of that back there. So that's connected into there. All that's connected all the way through to here. So everything's basically connected to this network screen at this point. And then the drill way down there is also connected. So the battery has no impact on anything at this point. So then... everything seems like it needs to flow into here. But this is where I'm going to have my first bit of trouble, is that like when I go to do this, it's going to want me to connect this to an existing connection. And that's where I'm having my problem. Is that wants to connect to an existing connection. So, like, if I want to do this, I can't not have that connect to anything. So it's like making me run that wire. And it's like, why are you making me run that wire? Because I want this to be a separate thing. Yeah, but, I mean, if the power flows into the battery, then I don't know. Then I don't understand the point of the sensor. Because the sensor is like the on-off switch. So, like, if I... do I run the battery? I mean, I guess I run the... well, let's see if we do this. So if I go like this. So if I do that. And then... well, and then change that. Well, the trouble now is that I don't have that connection made. So I guess I have to connect that to that. Yeah, so I can see the idea of the sensor's light switch. The trouble is the entire thing of the having to connect. So everything, all the power connects into this. So everything's going to connect to the battery this way. So now I guess I can go like this, and then this connects. But now the trouble is that. So everything's going to feed the battery from here. So if I do that, so now the switch is connected to the battery. Okay. So, all right. So now that's like that. Now, hypothetically, I should be able to do this. Now that's connected to the... No, I want that to connect to the battery then. So that wants to connect to the battery because that... So the battery's connected to the switch. So is that the one that's off the... That's the one that's off of there. Okay, so that's off of there. And then that's off of there. And then that's off of there. And then that can go away. So now if I turn that... So that's running anyway. So it isn't that. It doesn't have everything, have the switch connected to the battery, because the switch is connected to the battery. The switch is currently off, but everything's still running through the battery anyway. Because this is the part that is like, because this would be the power out. So unless that goes straight to the... Unless that switch goes straight to there as well, possibly. That's the only other thing I can think of. So let's take that cable off. Try this again. And then, can you connect there? But then I've created a double. I've done a double there, so I've got to take that out. So let's take that out because I've doubled that out. Okay, so the other option is then to take this, and I got to take that out. Got to be real careful with the way you lay these things out, because once you get one, it keeps on making you just keep on make the connections. So if that connects to the switch, that's now connected to the switch. Solar battery block sprinklers. Well, the solar is going into the battery. The battery is going into the block. And the block is going into the sprinklers. And that. Yeah, the solar is all... The solar has no separate connection. The solar is all going into the battery. Solar panel, network screen, battery. So we got that. Battery connected to there. And then there out. And I got more stuff I gotta gather. So. One second here. Let me get all this gathering done. Let's get all that done. And then we can take another extensive look at this. And my watch chirped. Oh, okay, just that. All right, is there anything else that I gotta gather? I gotta gather this, so let's take care of that. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And did I make my... I got wheat. Did I make my feed? I guess I did, and I already fed it to her? Did I already feed you? Oh, I did, but you're thirsty. Oh, shoot. You're very thirsty. Well, let's take care of that. I've not done that part. Where's my watering can? Oh, there it is. I'm like, Fluffy, where's my watering can? It's right there. Okay. So let's do that. Battery on one end, sprinkler on the other. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, no, that doesn't go there. That goes there. All right, that's good. Let's put that away. Okay, so let's take these out again then, just to see. Let's knock that out. Okay, so we've got this all going into there. So this part we're saying is good. Everything is going into the front end of the battery. Battery is going into the block. So we're saying that this is good. We're saying that this is all good. And Davkus, how you doing? A 5 stream streak for you. Awesome, awesome. So we're saying that's good. Now, the trouble is that this is where it then wants to make this extra wire connection. So I guess I'm running that to that, but why? That's the part. Because it's where it's got this other wire. This is the part that doesn't make any sense to me, because everything that you connect with these, it connects, so you put a wire between them. But if we're saying that this goes into there and then that goes into the sprinklers, why does that have the wire in there? This would make a lot more sense to me if this did not have that wire running through it. Because this is like this all plugs into one end of a connector. I totally get that. This is like another end of a connector that goes out. I mean, it's like it's like an extension cord. Like this is basically a power block, but you don't have a wire running between these two parts. Because I understand that we're saying take that, go out there with it. But why the wire in between those? Click off of that end and go to the sprinkler. That's why. Now, does that... Okay. Cool. This is where it's not good to be the dumbest person in the room. That's all right. I'm good with being the dumbest person in the room. I do it quite well. It's kind of my forte, being the dumbest person in the room. Every village needs an idiot. That's me. All right, so that is just all good. So that is not running now because it is not daylight. Now, the only unfortunate part is that at this point, right now, that other drill is using... I guess that drill will be using the battery no matter what. So no, Kenta, I'm by far and away the village idiot. I'm absolutely 100% the village moron. So nobody can hold a candle to me. Don't try and take my village idiot title from me. I'm the one. I'm the village idiot. No one else can be it. It's me. I'm the one. So yeah, with the way we've got this set up, this thing runs all the time because there's nothing that stops it. So that runs off of battery power 24/7. All the time. That was the thing that was throwing me this entire, like, I could not get stuck. I was constantly stuck on the wire running between those two. That was the thing that was like my constant stick point. Was like, why am I running a wire between those? But then it's like, as soon as you said connect it to that, it's like, oh, yeah, there we go. It's like sometimes when you're thinking of something and you've got another word that's stuck in your head. I remember watching this on Wrestle Talk once. Ollie Davis on Wrestle Talk was trying to think of a wrestler's name, but he had another wrestler's name stuck in his head that he knew wasn't the answer, but he had to say that wrestler's name just to get it out of his head so he could try and come up with the right one. I have that happen to me a lot, where it's like I'm trying to think of a word and I can't think of the word because there's another word that's like jammed right into the front of my head. I'm like, well, this word isn't the word, but if I say the word, maybe I can get it clear and then maybe it'll lead me to the right word. And that's kind of what I had there. So now this is all hypothetically running because we hypothetically have power running out of these solar panels. So because we hypothetically have power in the solar panels, it is operating the switch. Because there is some amount of light that is occurring here. So the only other thing that we could do is I could set up a rain sensor and say that when it's raining, don't run that. That would be the only other thing I could do. That might have been a smarter thing to do. Or maybe, no, you probably couldn't have two of them running into there. That probably would not work. I'm guessing that would not work. Where if you gave it an if or and said, if this or this, then this. I don't know, maybe. Now that I know how the heck the connectors work, if I tried a rain sensor, I mean, I've already gone so far down this rabbit hole. I've spent so much time on this. Maybe do more. Do I even have any more silicon, or did I burn it all in that process? I think I burned it all in that process. I'm pretty sure I did. But I'm pretty sure I need to gather it all anyway. So. So let's zip out this way. Double sensors. Double sensors. Double sensors, I'm not sure what you mean. Like two of the middle connectors, or two of the, oh shoot, I'm never going to find this island here in the dark. Oh, we're flying towards it. Just can't see through the clouds. I mean, I could have something where we would have just change that connection and have it be just be a rain sensor instead. But the trouble is that I'd still want something for it to not run when it's dark as well. So there's also that part that we would have to try and figure out. Because honestly, I'd like to have it where it doesn't run in either case, but it's just a matter of how do I do that? I'll see if I can figure that out. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I don't know if it's going to work right. That's the thing I don't know, because it only has 3 connectors in there. So I think that you and I are on the same path here, Bert. We're going to see if we are, and if we are, then you can be very afraid, because it would be weird that we both have the same idea here. What do I have in my inventory that I can get rid of? Can I drop something? I can drop that stone. I don't really need that right now. That's not important to me. But this is. So let's collect that. Oh, I picked up the stone again. Drop. Stone, go away. I don't want you. I want you. There. That's what we want. Yeah, the adding another block is the part where I'm like, oh! I'm hoping it's all going to work where you can have 2 things that basically provide... I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to treat it like an if and or an if or. For anyone who is a fan of logic statements, you'll know what the difference is. Where if and says that if one is false, then the entire thing is false. But if one thing is true, then the entire thing is true. So what's going to happen? Will it shut off because one thing is false, or will it stay on because one thing is true? That's the part I don't know. So we're gonna try this way first, and we're gonna see if it's gonna be an if and thing, where it says if it is raining or if it is dark, then stop working. We're gonna see if that works. I'm hoping it will. I just don't know if it will, but we're gonna find out. Because that would be the easiest thing. Have it say, if one of these things is true, then stop running. But I got to get more silicon going. Now that I've got this, oh, that battery's almost dead, so we're going to go here. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of silicon in here. What do I need? I need another dough, but I have no space for any of this, so let's dump some stuff out here. That can go up into there. That can go up into there. Okay. And then this can now go here. That can replace it. This can go to... I really wish I could have got that done while it was raining, because now I'm not going to know if this is going to work until it rains again. Ah! Come back, rain! Rain, I need to test this theory. I need to know if this theory works. Oh, it must have stormed here. Because we lost some of our wheat. Doggone it. That's a shame. I really need that wheat. Now, where did my wheat seeds go? There they are. It's there. So now, hypothetically, if I do this, I have everything I need. So if I go here, if I do this and go rain sensor. Now I have one cable sitting around, right? Or am I out of cables? I am out of cables. Okay. And I need some food. So many squirrels. I've been invaded by squirrels here. So I need some iron. And I need to get rid of some stuff here. I need to get rid of some... what do I have here I can get rid of? Not much. Let's get rid of that. But I do need some of it. So that's not going to help me. Let's throw that up there. That'll work. I've got so many raspberries. Yeah, I don't think I had any cables. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Okay, so here's the earth. Plan is, this beehive is very popular. Lots of stuff around this beehive. I made the rain sensor. I have it. I'm glad I checked that. And I made myself some cables, so I have that. Okay, so we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. And change that to there. So now this is going to be the thing, is under what scenario does that work? So now it has stopped working. So now it is not working. Yeah. Yeah. So now the question is, will it stop when it's dark? So right now it's working because that is false. But that is true. So what's going to happen when that's false? We'll find out. At least I know that this is working right now because that is false. It is not raining, so that is running. But when it gets dark, will it stop? I don't think that's going to work. So I think that means I'm going to have two of those. I'm going to have this connected to one. I'm going to have to have sensor like that, possibly. But we're going to see. It probably will not work. It probably will stop. It will probably continue running all night. because of the way that this is set up. So right now it's in false mode. So 1 false is making it run. So 2 falses should continue making it run, is my guess. It's like, I see 1 false, so I'm good with 1 false, I will run. What was I doing? I was doing this. Man, so many rabbit holes here. Unbelievable amounts of rabbit holes. I was not expecting this to happen. All I need is wheat. I'm just trying to make some bread. That's all I'm trying to do. So, greenhouse. I don't have that yet. I don't have that yet. I mean, that would be a lot. Yeah, I'm not that far in the game. That is beyond me. That is beyond my level of knowledge. About reversing the signal, it said, yeah, it just says here, connect the day-night sensor in the middle of it that opens and closes the energy circuit when it turns on off. If you want the lights on during the day instead of at night, use the button to invert the input signal. So, hypothetically, then, to that extent, if I get rid of this connector, so if I knock this out, now that stops running because false. So because false, we stop currently. Or did that switch back? That switched back. Yeah, because false, or because true, it's not running. There's no button on the sensors themselves. The sensors just sense. So because the sensor is sun, then true, but because false, we don't run. So I need to have one of these that's set up for true. I need to have another one of those that's set up for false. And then that would be what we need. So I need to have a true sensor. I need to have a false sensor that all then run in there. And I guess they would all have to connect to that one sprinkler individually, is the other thought. Golly, so many rabbit holes. Okay, so this... So now that runs because it's a true sensor. So now I would need to set up another sensor here that's a false sensor that also runs into that sprinkler. And then does one override the other one? And this one doesn't. So yeah, because now again, if I hook this back up to here, because they're searching for opposite things. And that's going into there. Yeah, that's going into there. So now it all stops because, again, it's searching for one thing. It's searching for a true condition. So this is a false condition. The false condition is that it is... the true condition is it's raining. It is not currently raining, therefore false. Therefore that stops. So I think you've got to have one... So it works where you... I think I've got it. 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 All right, so we're back to that. So I've got a... So then, yeah, I'm not going to worry about gapping. It turns off. So this is the equivalent of it being dark right now for this sensor. Because right now the sensor is searching for the false condition. So it's saying if false, then go. But in this case, this is not false. It's a true sentence. So this is looking for the not true. And now it's looking for true. Oh, but with both connected, oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll try. We can try. I don't think it's going to work, though. Because the trouble is now, we have one thing that's true and we have one thing that's false. And that's where the problem is. Because the only way this works now is if it sees one thing that's false. which it does. One thing is false. It's not raining. So because it's not raining, this runs. But what's going to happen later is that it's... So now it's got 2 falses and it doesn't run? Now those aren't running at all. Those are running under neither circumstance. So, interesting. Very interesting. So, and the furnace is not running. So, So why are those not running at all? So, yeah, if the stream has gone dead, I hope it hasn't gone dead. I mean, if it has, it should start back up because I've got the auto start, or I turned the auto stop off, so it should restart. If I don't know why it keeps on happening at 9:47. It feels like 2 days in a row this has done this to me. So yeah, no cables are blue. But that's now blue, so this is all blue. Everything there is good. But that is false. That is false. So, yeah, stream's okay now. It's better. It's better. It's had hiccups both 2 days in a row at about this time. That's very weird. We are back on both ends. That is good. All right, let's go to bed. We'll figure out the rest of this in the morning. We will figure this out. We'll get here. So now going back to this. Now if I switch that back on, now it runs. But if I take this off, it should stop running. And now it stops running. Okay, which is what I thought. No, it's not running because because there was one thing that was causing it to run. So it's an OR. It's an OR condition. So it found one thing that was true, and it was running as a result. So right now it's only got one thing it's testing for. And one thing it's testing for, it's not finding. So now it runs. So that's where I've got to set up the second sensor. Okay, so that's what we got. We got to set up a second sensor. Okay, we're good. We got this. For a second logic block. Dang. All this for sprinklers. This is a lot for sprinklers. So then I need, again, 3 more cables, because I've got to have a cable for each end of this. Is what I'm seeing. So I got to make one more set of cables. Is what it seems like. Yeah, one more set of cables. So let's do this. One more set. Do I have any wheat? I've got wheat. The wheat is the most important thing right now. Of everything, I don't really care about anything else in this field. The thing I care about the most is the wheat, because this is the thing that just keeps on advancing the rest of the plot. This is the only thing that matters right now, is that. Everything else in this field is secondary, because I have plenty of the rest of it. Do I have any... I need one thing of wax. Just to pop in here and turn that into bread. So I need one more. Oh, it's got the silicon in there. That's why it's not doing it. Okay, so that's doing that. Okay. So now this goes. So now this is where the challenge is, because now this won't connect. So if I do this, this goes to an existing connection. So I can't have this, like I can't do a connection between here and here because neither of these have a connection yet. So I can't have a connection that goes there to there. It can only connect to something that's existing, and you can't have it connect without a. So yeah, it only connects to something that exists. So I'm guessing I've got a. I mean, I'm guessing this is where I don't know. I guess I've got to do. What are we doing? Because I've got to get. How did I do this? How did I get that connected from there to there? How did I make that happen? How did I do this? Something had to be connected to this first in order for that to happen, I think. So I think I've got to do this, and then that connects to the sprinklers. I think we're going out with that. And it can't get all the way to the sprinklers because it's too far away. So it can't see that. So I can't connect that far. So I've got to move this up a little bit forward. Okay, that's fine. So let's move this forward. So let's pop that down. And then set this up. Oh man, I'm thirsty. Do I have any watermelon? I don't. Okay, so let's go. Oh, I've got watermelon in my inventory. And I threw that in that crate. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so now if we go here. Oops. And if I set that up a little closer, like such. Now, I think I just can go like this. And now I can rotate that and have it go off of the sprinkler. There we go. That's what I wanted. So now that is running off the sprinkler. So now this goes. So then we're going like this. Or no, I'm going to go like this. To there. And then that's where I've got to be able to get rid of a connection here. That was where I was having the trouble before. It's like I see how I have this stuff connected, but how do I... So that's connected. So then my next connection would be... Or do I have that connected the wrong direction? Oh yeah, I've got this connected the wrong direction. This is the wrong way. Okay, this is the wrong way. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. This is connected the wrong way. This needs to connect to the battery. So yeah, just redo this. This connects to the battery. Just like that. All right, so that's connected to the battery. Then this connects to the sprinkler. So that's connected to the sprinkler. And then that, I guess, just... so that, I just guess, connects to there. And then I connect one out to there. And then how do I break that connection is the thing. I think I can take that out. Yeah, I can take this out now. There we go. I can take this out. And then I can put that back in. There we go. Now we got it. Now we're good. Now we got it. And then that connects back there. There. There we go. So now that one is, they're both basically doing the same thing. So now if I flip this one on, okay, so that didn't help. Oh. So that's connected to there now. Or does that connect to the wrong thing? No, that connected to that. So that's there. That's now connected to there. So now they're like that. That's connected to... So that's like battery, sensor. That end is going to there. So now we got that that's going to that one. All right, so let's knock these down. I didn't get this part right. All right, so those I didn't get right. So then this is... And check for wheat. Wheat's the most important part. Stick with the wheat. When in doubt, stick with the wheat. Because we got to make more bread. Do I have enough to make more dough? I do. Okay. Because that's the last of the dough I need in order to make my... In order to make that last trade. Because I think I've got... Oh, shoot, that's going to do that. So, no, we're not going to do that. It's going to keep on giving me that problem. So let's just throw one more wax briquette in there. I'm completely running out of beeswax in the process of doing all this, but that's okay. So that goes out. That... Oh, I've already got one there. Okay, that's fine. We'll throw that in there. Okay. Battery, block 1, block 2, sprinklers. So battery. So then we're saying that this connection comes off. Okay. So that comes off. So battery, block 1. So then block 2 connects to... Or no. Well, I guess it can go in either order. So we've got that going there. So then that's going to go to... All right, so that's into there. Oh, gosh. And then that's in there. I mean, I know that goes to there. That part's doing that. So this part, I know we're good. So this part can connect to there for sure. So that part is good. That part I know I got. Now this is going to go to the sprinklers. So that's going to the sprinklers. So then... Oh, yeah. Yep, that's wrong end. Yep, that's wrong. Got it. Yep, that's wrong. Yeah. So then that goes to a thing I don't have connected yet. So that is the one that goes to the sprinklers. That's going out to the sprinklers. That's right. That's going all the way out there. That's going to the sprinklers. So then this has to go to... So then I just put that there. I put that there. I can... demolish one of these now. So we're going to demolish one of these just so I can get rid of these excess connections. So that excess connection is gone. So that's still plugged into there. That is now not plugged into anything. That's plugged into there. And then this now plugs into that. I believe. I think we got it. So I think we're good. So now if I look at that, cool, we've done it. So this is now working because this is checking to see if it is not raining. It is not raining, so then that goes to here. So if it was raining, then this should stop working. Because right now, this is testing. This would be the equivalent of saying it's raining, so it's not going to work. And it is daylight, so since it's daylight, that goes through. Oh, man. I have to believe that a good 80% of the people who play this probably have, well, maybe not 80%, but a non-zero and a probably significant percent of people that play this game would have the same struggle that I did. Again, it's non-zero. The question is, how high above zero is it? Because it's not very intuitive. And the trouble is that it's everything with the cabling. And the fact that you've got because most other games, it's not this entire thing where you're constantly flipping cables, because it puts cables in places where you don't expect cables to be. And normally you don't have that as an issue. And that's where you plot things together, and the way that the cables run is, I mean, I want a cable that just goes from here to here, but you can't very simply do that. You've got to do this weird set of steps in order to get a cable to run from here to here. I know I wanted that cable to go from there to there, but you can't do that directly. And I know that eventually I wanted a cable to go from there to there, but you can't do it directly. It's got this weird dance that you got to do to get there. So now it's stopped working because it's dark. So because the solar panels are not running, that's shut off. That's why that's happening. And again, the only thing that is now running off of here is that faraway drill. I think if they made it easier to get all the cables done, it would be there. So yeah, and I'm definitely familiar with if and if or. The thing I wasn't sure about is exactly how that was going to work. And it was the fact that I just didn't have those set up that way. I didn't have those set up right. So I had them. The thing I was thinking is that it was, if you have them parallel with each other, then it's kind of like an if or. So if one is true, then and you both have them in there, then they're both going to run. So, but in this case, it's kind of like a nest. So this is like the first thing it checks for. This is the second thing it checks for. If either of them are false, then it stops that. Or in this case, I mean, the way that you've got it set up. So like we've got one thing that's checking for true. We got one thing that's checking for false. And one is false. Therefore, it's not running. I've said a lot of truths. I've said a lot of falses. I'm just going to stop. Because there have been a lot of truths, a lot of falses. It runs. That's all I need to know, is that it runs. Yeah, they need to make that cabling part a little bit more intuitive. Where you can just say, run a cable between A and B. That's all you really need. That's the big thing. Meanwhile, I have 10 bread. I can go over here. I can make a trade. I probably need to feed Lady Fluffy Dragon. I've played for 30 in-game days. I have no idea how that's happened. Do I have 6 eggs by any chance? Because if so, I can do a double all at once. I have 5 eggs. Doggone it. I can't even do the other one. Shoot. All right. That's fine. I can go ahead, feed Lady Fluffy. I'm going to go fly out, take my bread, get another blueprint. So let's feed Lady Fluffy. Let's do this. So animal feed, one of those. Don't have to worry about making bread for a trade anymore. So we don't need that. Breadman wants his bread for his blueprint, so we'll do that. Let's go ahead, do this. There's that. And for everybody who's been in that I haven't said hello to, how you doing? Sorry I've not said hello to you. I've just been in so much focus mode, so I know a lot of people have been in here and they've been talking to me and I haven't been seeing it, so that's my fault. I got into like heavier duty focus mode than I've been in for quite some time, so it's not like I'm not trying to say hello to everybody. I just got so zoned in that that's what happened there. So I could put the furnace on the battery. I don't know how often I'm going to actually use that furnace, at least not until I get a better power source. Because that thing just uses up so much power. And Gingybeard, how you doing? Can't you toggle a cable before it's placed? Toggle it to touch nothing? I don't think so. It's got to touch something. That was the trouble I was having. Is that you've got to have it. A cable has to connect to a thing. So if you have two things that you want to connect and neither of them have a cable on it, you can't do it. So that was where my problem was that I had item A that I wanted to connect to item B, but if neither of them had any cables attached to them, I can't do that. You've got to have a separate item that has a connection. You'd have to like connect it to a third thing, then connect the two things together, break the other connection, and do the recabling. It's not the best. It's not the best. What is the logic currently in my sprinklers? If it's daytime, run. If it's not raining, run. So that's the logic. So, all right, so there's my blueprint. Okay, and I needed one more egg to get the airship upgrade. That just gives people the reason to come around for season 5, or for episode 5. I'm going to do the advanced dock, because I really don't need animal transport. I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to do the advanced dock. It's done. Can't make me change. I need one more egg. So, you're going to have to break out your K-maps for efficiency. Yes, if this is something where these kind of things make absolute perfect sense to you, then you're going to be in hog heaven. But unfortunately, I'm not versed in that kind of stuff. So I'm like, this is the way I think it's supposed to work, but it didn't. It is definitely designed for a thing there. There's a toggle button that if you cycle enough times, it'll reach a nothing option. I don't think so. I wasn't finding that. If I did that, it was a... I didn't see one where it was like toggle to nothing. I can try building something and see if it does that, but I didn't think I had that. Every time I did it, it was cycling between potential targets. It wasn't cycling to a null target. It was not one of those where it's like, put it down, attach it to nothing. So, even then, I didn't see that. Like, if I try to put down just a random cable, we'll try it. We'll see what you're... Because I think I know what you're trying to say here, Gingybeard. We'll try it out. But I need a couple cables first, because I ran out of cables. So let's try this. Let's give this a whirl. Oh, did I need 2 and 2? Doggone it. That was stupid. Okay, let's just get the whole thing. Tried to get cute. All right. So now, if I just want to set up a random cable and have it attached to nothing, and if I do toggle target connector and keep going, yeah, apparently you can. I didn't see that. I didn't see it. Well, even here. I mean, here, this would be the equivalent of doing that. Because then, this is like a cable that's out in the middle of nowhere. This is the thing I was trying to do. Yeah, this is exactly what I was trying to do. Set this thing out, like, or even have it connected to a thing. And then, yeah, that was the thing I was trying to do. Just have this where it was like, here. Put it here. Because I was like trying to connect this to this. And neither of them had a connected on it. Yeah, so it's just a floating connection. But even here, you know, so it tries to go through everything you connect to first. I just didn't right-click enough times, is what it is. So that's beautiful. So then what I can do now, just as a further proof of concept here, is this. Because this is exactly what I was trying to do before. I was trying to do this. So I was trying to set this up where this was connected to nothing. So now that's connected to nothing, and then I could plug it into that. That's exactly what I was trying to do. Just that. And that was the thing I could not get working that entire time. So, yeah. That was... Well, it's good to know that I can do that. If I ever get into another complicated scenario like that in the future, at least I know. Problem is I'll have forgotten all this by the next time I even try to do anything like that. But at least I know. Oh... Wow. All right. Well, in the end, always be harvesting, always be planting. Always be planting and harvesting all the time. And the only trouble is that in the process of all this craziness, I have completely run myself out of beeswax, which I'm going to need for my other furnace stuff. Now I got to get that there. Ah! That was daunting. That was daunting. But at least it works now. And we got a battery here that's at 100% power. The only thing that it ever uses, the only thing that ever takes any power drain from it is that drill out there in the distance. And the only thing I could change is I could do this like Berg suggested. I could take this off of here. So I could, now like that, this is the other part. So if I do this, what was the abort? E to abort. Now, the only way I found easy to do this is demolish this and then reconnect it. And then connect that directly to the battery. That's the other trouble, is like trying to find a way to do this. Or no, I think I know what I need to do. Actually, no, I know exactly what I need to do. I'm doing this the wrong way as well. If I do this, take cable. That's what I need to do, I think. No, or does that not work? No, it doesn't. But I can still do this. So I can have this float to nothing. And then do that. No, that doesn't connect like that. Actually, now if I do this. So now if I go take cable and then go across. It's not going across for whatever reason. I don't know if that's too far. It might be that it's too far. Possibly. Maybe I just got to build this closer over to the battery. So let's build this over here. Let's try that. And then do this. Because that was the thing Bergdus was saying. Yeah. I didn't think that was all that far. It didn't feel like it was all that far, but I guess it is. So now this is connected to the battery. It's off of the other network. So this will just run, and it won't run through the switches. So that was the only other thing. Got it. Yeah. So that way, if we ever decide to run this, it'll run just completely separately. And it's using a little bit of the battery power. So, not too much drain. All right, there we go. Ah! That's pretty good. Organizing the cluster's power farm furnace, you're gonna be way ahead of me. Bergus, you're gonna have to buy the game yourself and set it up yourself. you're way beyond me in terms of that. I 100% admit it. So yeah, you're gonna have to do that on your own. I'm lucky that I got this far. That's going to have to be a you thing and not a me thing. I'm just glad that I got this to where it is. So next time, we are going to get that final egg, and we are going to get our next airship upgrade. I also have to build this new dock. So I've got an advanced dock. Oh, I've got to research it, I think. Or did I already get it? No, I already got it. I thought I already got it. I thought I had the advanced dock. I thought I got the blueprint for it. Maybe I didn't. I thought I got the advanced dock. I thought I did that. But I'm not seeing it. Yeah, there's the dock, but I thought, is there like an option here to just advance it, or I don't know what it is, but we've got the advanced dock that we got to do, and now this thing itself is still causing fits the way that it is, so maybe I'd take this out of here and I don't run that through there. We just don't have to do that there. Maybe it's on the dock. It doesn't seem to be. So we got to figure out how we make the advanced dock. We need to get the final egg so we can get the airship upgrade. That's going to lead us to cobalt. That's going to lead us to fixing up the vending machine. That's going to lead us to getting an upgrade on the table up by where the robot is, which is going to lead us to even more stuff that we can build. I don't know what that's going to be. We'll find that out. All kinds of stuff. It will all be once we get one more egg. Everything hinges on one more egg. It all hinges on Lady Fluffy giving us one more egg. All we need is one egg, and everything moves forward. It's all in one more egg. So, Annie Pelletier, how you doing? It's in the other workbench. Oh, is it this one? Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh, so you got to do. Oh, so you got to have one dock. Ah, so if I take the dock down, we can do it. Got it. Thank you. It's over there. So that's all we're missing. So yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. One egg leads to a whole bunch of stuff. The power of an egg. It's amazing. So, all right. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Coming up in just under 45 minutes over on the Rusty Champaign channel. For those of you on YouTube and for those of you on Twitch, we'll be right back here again. We're going to get something that I understand a little bit more. House flipping. So we're going to do that. House Flipper 2. No, not House Flipper 2. House Flipper 1 Remastered Collection coming up at 11 a.m. Central Daylight Time, just under 45 minutes from now on that channel. And then later on, we will have more Supermarket Simulator. That'll be at 2:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, about 4 hours from now on the Rusty Champaign channel and just where you are on Twitch. So that is what we got going on. That is more brain power than I think I've used in probably the past 20 years. So I feel pretty good about that. And we're just going to go from there. So that is going to be all for this one, though. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're catching this one later, and if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like. If you really like this video, or if you're not yet a subscriber to Rusty Champaign, and if you've been biting your tongue and yelling at your screen like crazy because I don't know how to set up power connections, I would love it if you consider giving the channel a subscribe. Would definitely mean a lot to me. That's for sure. But until we meet again, thanks as always for being a part of all this wonderful, beautiful, glorious, you don't plug it in that way, silliness. I'm Rusty Champaign, and we will see you later.